Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of the 30-day coloring challenge. I'm so glad you're here and thank you for your wonderful comments from day 1. Today we're making a combination card. I've combined, it's also an interactive card, but I've used W+9, Lawn Fawn, and Simon Says Stamp. The background is watercolored pencils with vellum on top. And I'll show you how to do that later during the challenge. But today, I'm just going to focus on some of the Copic coloring on the Lawn Fawn and Simon Says Stamp. So as you can see, I've already begun. I'm starting with the very light color. I'm going to use just a few. It's kind of a monochromatic card. So I'm just putting down that first layer of color, and then I'll blend that out with a lighter color. I'm using BOO. Now, while I'm doing this, it's somewhat basic. I just have to tell you, my iMovie has been going crazy on me. So I've started using Final Cut Pro, and everything is different, and it's so frustrating. It takes me twice as long. I'm like learning a new language. So please bear with me. So I could not figure out how to get the microphone to work. So anyway, I'm still coloring this basket of clothes. This is the best way to do laundry. And I'm blending out that darker color with the lighter color. And here I'm adding a medium color. And once I do that, I always like to go back and add a little bit of that darker color. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. Now I wanted to show you something. Today is a blog hop, which I forgot to mention. And right now I'm picking up some of that color with my lighter color right there on the barrel of my darker color. And that's helping me blend out the difference between the light and the dark. And right now, while I just add this base layer of red, on my blog, I'm giving away I think 4 spots to online card classes. They have a beginner for Copics class that's awesome, and they also have a beginner for watercoloring, and I have a discount code for you. So I really suggest this is a great time to take advantage of that. Now, after I put down my color, I use this trick all the time. It's some Copic Various ink. I dampen the same rag, and I put that color down, and now I'm drying it to kind of freeze the texture that I gained with my rag. And I like to dry it from the back as well so I don't scorch my paper. So this, you might have seen my cart. I had traveled, just pulled that out and mixed some markers. I wanted to share that. Okay, anyway, so there was in the cracks here of the laundry basket, there was a little bit of blurring and some red marker. So I'm just using the Lazy Way Out, a gel pen, and I'm covering up anything that's covering up that shadowed area, whatever. I'm going to cut that out and set that aside and go ahead and start on these awesome stacking animals from Simon Says Stamp. So always, I start with a light color, a base color. My favorite cheek color is RV10. I use it all the time. And I like to start like at a cheek mark and pull that color into the center of the image. And then I just kind of feather in a darker color from either the bottom or the top. I don't think too much about it, and you shouldn't either. Now here's some of that tip to tip action. I have the darker color, and I just want to blend the two colors together. I didn't like the way they were working. So you got to try these things. That'll stretch your markers. You have more colors available. So as I do this, let me chat a little bit more about the challenge. It's been really fun seeing you guys upload all your projects on Instagram and on my blog and the different ways you're sharing. I really appreciate it. It's you all that have made the challenge a success. and it's such a thrill for me to watch. All right, now with that said, I added a dark color in the nose, and I'm going to bring in a little bit of a gray on the eyes, just a little bit of shading. Then I'll be picking up my 0 marker and just kind of blending out the feathering marks or the whatever. Then you just get a soft edge on the right side of each eye. I'm just finishing that up. Now I'm taking a dark, it's not black, it's like a dark gray, and I'm just, if you hold your Copic brush tip down straight and just let the paper absorb the color, you'll get like a nice perfect round dot. I wanted to make those pupils larger. And now I'm adding glossy accents to the black eyeballs and to the nose. I'm taking the tip of my pen to straighten out any little areas I might have missed. It's a super easy way to work out that glossy accents. Now I like to go over my images sometimes, and in this case, the lines don't match between the Lawn Fawn stamps and the Simon Says stamps. Right here, right now, I'm making the legs thicker because I'm going to be cutting them out, and then I'm taking my Sharpie fine tip marker all the way around the image. Once I cut out my image, I take a Memento marker and cover up any white areas around the stamped image. And just a note, when you're tracing an image, you want to have you kind of like lean your hand on your surface to sturdy your hand. Now this is the background again. I watercolored that with a Dove blender and watercolor markers. And I put, that's a W+9 stamp. Did I just say that? So the Lawn Fawn washing machine, I cut a tab and I used a blade and cut around it, and then I attached a tab that I colored red so I could open it. I added that little Simon Says stamp mouse on the top of the washing machine. All these 3 companies are in the hop today, so I wanted to use every company's stamp. I colored and cut an extra piece of laundry so I could pop it just for some added interest. It takes me a little while to figure out where I want to put all these little critters. I ended up putting the little guy on top of the laundry and the big guy peeking out from behind the washing machine. Now I kept this part in where you see me futzing around because I'm sure you do the same thing at home and you're like, do other people do this? Yes, we all do it. And it's amazing how long that futzing can take. So I thought I'd share that with you while I jibber jabber. Now, I've never done this before, so there might be a better way, but I took my blade, I cut a slit in the washing machine and in the background. And that way I can pull out the sentiment. It's such a fun, awesome set. Now, I used a piece of like a wood grain cardstock for the floor, and you want to make sure you cut a nice size hole in the back, and then just make sure it's big enough so that the tab can move freely. What else did I want to say? Now you'll notice in the background there's an area where I didn't color because I was smart and I said, okay, this is where I'm going to put the washing machine. Now here on the right, there's the tab on the left where I cut the thing. And I used some foam tape on the back of the washing machine. Anyway, it's pretty self-explanatory. But here's my card, and thank you so much for watching. Washing would be an appropriate thing to say because of the stamp. But I hope you enjoy the hop, and please give my awesome friends some love. Don't forget there's a giveaway on my blog. Thank you.